The reality is that Social Security has been an extraordinary success. For 77 years, Social Security has paid out every nickel owed to every American in good times and bad. And given all of the financial insecurity in this country today, that is an enormous achievement. Right now, an American who makes about $113,000 a year pays the same amount of money into the Social Security system as a millionaire or a billionaire. And that is because today all income above $113,000 is exempt from the Social Security payroll tax. As a result, 94% of Americans pay Social Security tax on all of their income, but the wealthiest 6% do not. And this is wrong. This has got to change. And this, in my view, is the solution to making sure that Social Security is there for our grandchildren. Today, I am introducing the Keeping Social Security Promises Act, along with Congressman DeFazio, who's, of course, introducing it in the House. This legislation is being co-sponsored by Majority Leader Harry Reid and Senators Whitehouse, Boxer, Leahy, Klobuchar, Franken, and Blumenthal. The Keeping Our Social Security Promises Act will strengthen Social Security for at least the next 50 years. At least the next 50 years by asking the wealthiest people to pay their fair share into the fund. Specifically, our legislation would apply the Social Security payroll tax to all Americans over $250,000 a year. According to a recent study by the Center for Economic and Policy Research, this legislation would only impact the wealthiest 1.3% of wage earners. In other words, 98.7% of American workers would not see their taxes go up by one dime under this bill.
You know, there's a lot of talk around here about tax reform as being the underpinning for so-called grand bargain. This could be easily a key part of such a tax reform. This is a reform of taxes to make taxes more fair and equitable for all Americans when it comes to the guaranteed benefits of Social Security. As Bernie pointed out, someone who earned $1 million in salary last year paid 0.6% of their salary for an earned benefit of Social Security. Yet a cop on the beat who earned $50,000 last year paid 6% of his or her salary for that same earned benefit. This is clearly inequitable. It's a huge loophole. And it's only fair that we say, no, let's both fix Social Security and have a fairer tax system by lifting the cap and making Social Security solvent for this and future generations.
The idea of moving toward a chain CPI, which it's very clear the President is proposing, I think is a disastrous idea. The idea of suggesting, for a start, that Social Security has anything to do with the deficit problem is absolutely wrong. A chain CPI means that the average Social Security recipient who retires at age 65 would get $650 a year less by the time they are 75 and would get $1,000 a year less at 85. Do you really want to balance the budget on the backs of seniors who are struggling to stay alive at $16,000, $17,000 a year? Furthermore, and now I speak as the chairman of the Senate Veterans Committee, and in the last couple of weeks we have met with the American Legion, with the disabled American veterans, with the veterans of foreign wars, with virtually every single veterans organization, people who are representing widows who lost their husbands in Iraq and Afghanistan, understand what the so-called chain CPI would do. Veterans who started receiving VA disability benefits at age 30 would have the benefits reduced by $1,425 at age 45. These are the guys who have no legs anymore because they were blown up by an IED. $2,341 at age 55 and $3,231 at age 65. Widows today raising two kids who lost their husbands in Iraq would see cuts in benefits. Does anybody, nobody I know in the United States thinks you should balance the budget on the backs of disabled veterans, and I will do everything that I can